We have made it all the way up to Michigan and all the way back to Arkansas. Now, it is now November 7th in Arkansas, and we'd already scheduled staying at this Corps of Engineer park. They said, yes, we're open during the winter. We're open during the fall, we're open during the winter. Yes. One thing we did not know is that they were going to turn off all the water. So we cannot fill our freshwater tank or anything right now because there's no water spigots. We knew we weren't going to have sewer because it's Corps of Engineer Park and not too many of them have sewer at the camp spots or the campsites. So we're going to the Big Blue store that we won't name because we don't like going there, but we need to purchase a bladder. We already called ahead. We didn't get the 60-gallon one that a lot of people are ordering off of Amazon, and we kind of need it now. We're headed there to get a 45-gallon water bladder. They said they had one and they're holding it for us, so that's where we're going. Desperate times call for desperate measures, so that is what we're doing. Anyways, boom, we'll see you after we get the bladder. So welcome back. The sun is in my face. Let's get this squared away. Woo! So yes, we went to the Big Blue store already and we picked up this. I don't know if you can see it, what it says. It's pretty bright, sun's coming through, but it's 45-gallon. I know that there's a 60-gallon one that people have been ordering off of Amazon, but we didn't have time to wait for that. And as often as we'll probably use this, we didn't really need the 15 extra gallons. Our freshwater tank is 80 anyway, so this will more than suffice for us, because even if we had the 60, we would still have to go back and refill to fill it up. So this will get us through. Plus, we're not that far from where the fresh water, the one spigot that has water, so we're not that far from it. We're not boondocking. We're in a Corps of Engineer park. They just shut the water off for the winter, so we're not that far away. There's one spigot that has water. Plus, we're going to take you along and show you how we fill this up and how we're going to put it into our freshwater tank. So stick around. So here we are. It's the next day. We decided last night it was getting too dark already and we didn't want to mess with it. So here we are this morning. We got, what is it called? The 45-gallon folding water tank. We did not get the aqua tank 2 that a lot of people are getting because we needed it right now, or we would have ordered that, but we didn't need one that big. This is 45 gallons. So I was reading the instructions on the way up here to the water fill station, and it did say that to put 1 to 2 gallons in and use white vinegar. I think that's what, so let me see that. To sanitize the bladder before you put it in. We think because it's our first one in this day and age, COVID, all that stuff, so we're going to use a couple drops of bleach to put in there, and then we're going to sanitize it that way. We will cut back in after we when we get everything ready and hooked up, and we'll show you putting the bleach in and how much water and all that stuff, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, so we initially went ahead and put the bladder on the truck. We did use this landing gear pad to cover up anchor hooks that we use for our chains. I just want to make sure we protect the bladder at all costs.
Pretty much have to build Voltron with hose adapters and whatnot that are already supplied with the foldable tank. So we're just using the actual shutoff valve that came with it, and we turned it to open because I think water's going to go everywhere if we try to take everything off while we're trying to sanitize it right now. Once again, we are not using vinegar, which is recommended per the instructions. We will use that from here on out, but for the first sanitizing of this bladder, we're going to use some bleach. We already got water in there, now we're adding the bleach, and we're just going through the shutoff valve.
So I'm just going to put a cap full of bleach in there. Boom. That's it.
Turn the shutoff valve to shut.
Well, shut it now.
So now what we're going to do is just massage this is going to sound so stupid, massage the bag a little bit so we can work that bleach all the way through the water, and then we'll dump it out, and then
fill it up.
I think we probably need to rinse this another time or two, but put that water all the way to the corners. Oh. It's kind of like a water bed.
We're gonna attach this back to the adapter. Alright.
It's like watching monkeys use tools for the first time. Want to open up the top to let the air out as well. You can see the water rushing through, but so first impressions, I don't really think it's user friendly as well as the Aqua Tank 2. But I do think, I mean, it's made of pretty thick material. I think it'll last for a while and it's going to come in handy. So we're going to use what we got. We're going to drive with this to our campsite. It's only about 2 blocks away. It's not very far. I can see Dan's underwear. So what Dan's doing right now, he is hooking up our inline water filter that we use, and normally we use some other filters as well, but we're not going to do that because we don't have hooked up. We'll wash ourselves with just using this water and whatnot, but we have a Berkey, so the water that's coming from the bladder through that filter will also be used. That we'll put that water in our Berkey as well, so we're not worried about the drinking water. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just hooking up to male, so we can go female to male to male to female to go to our hose. Like I said, you got to build Voltron just to get water in your tank. Had we known that there was not going to be any water for fall camping out here, we did not know that, we would have just filled up when we came in. But we needed this anyway because I do want to start doing some boondocking. Maybe not this winter because we're going to have my son with us, but just because I do, when we get out, it's nice to have different options. different options, different tools that help you with your camping needs. We're dry camping, so we're not really boondocking. We're at a Corps of Engineers park, but we're dry camping because we don't have any water. We just have electric.
Our trailer does have the Nautilus system in it, and many trailers do, regardless of make and model. But if you don't, you're going to have to look at your own manufacturer's model to decide or determine how you can actually use either gravity flow to work for you or to pump it in your system. So luckily with the Nautilus system, we are going to use the sanitize function. Even though we're not sanitizing the tanks, it is going to use the pump to actually draw the water in and fill up the freshwater tank for us. I'm going to show you how. If you look at the Nautilus system, we're going to be using the sanitize function, siphon to tank via the pump, which means your white goes down, your blue goes down, your right goes to the side, and your red and green both go to the side. It's easy. You can't really mess it up. If you can look at pictures. What color is that? That's black. What did I say?
You said right to the right?
Oh, right to the right? Sorry. Black to the right.
It is right. Dummy proof because it's even color coded. Does that light come on in there? So they can see it on there. So you need to turn it on.
There we go. All right, and then here is our pump switch. So we're going to start using that to start it. What we need to do first is we need to make sure that the line is open.
This one?
Yep. At the shutoff valve. That's open. We're opening up that line, and I'm going to turn on the pump. Now, I don't know if you can hear it, but I can actually hear it coming through our filter. I can feel it through the hose. So that's a good sign. So right now we just kind of sit and wait, and we'll try to figure out how long it takes to empty this 45 gallon. Right now it's 9:48 in the morning. If on a side note, you may have noticed that neither of us have shaved, and I'm wearing a hat, probably because we did not shower this morning. Because we didn't have enough water to actually take the shower. But so far, if you like what we're doing, please consider subscribing to our channel and also give us a thumbs up on this video. And if you want to be notified the next time we have another great video coming out, go ahead and hit that notification button. All right, we are actually on tank 2 of this. This is, like I said, 45 gallons. So times 2 is 90 gallons. When I started filling this up, I did notice we had some overflow that came out. So we actually had some already in the tank. So we were able to take a shower. That's why I'm in a different shirt now. Don't have my hat on. It's all shampooed and everything because we got to get our haircuts today. It is getting long. We've been out of the area for a while. 2 tips. We did not measure how long it took because it took us over an hour and a half to unload the first bladder of water. Now what we did for the first half hour is we had connected the filter up here and we were siphoning it through the filter, which slowed it down. After half an hour we realized that it seemed like hardly any of the water was moving. Although we could hear it, we could feel the water moving, we decided to go ahead, take the filter off, run it straight through the hose. Then when we went up to fill up the second time, our best idea is to actually go ahead and use the filter at the source of the water that you're pumping out, because it's so much faster to fill the bladder than it is to empty it. So from here on in, we're always going to hook up our filter to the water source, fill up the bladder so it's already filtered water, and then go ahead, use the raw hose straight into our Nautilus system. For the 45-pound bladder filter, it comes up to about 36 inches wide by 50 inches long by 6 inches high when it's full of water. And they say it's about 385 pounds. So you've got to take precautions of what you can put on. You don't want to put it on top of a very lightweight truck. So just be careful of that. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and top off our tanks, and I'll probably do this once or twice a week as much as we need it. So that's our experience with the folded tank 45-gallon water bladder that we received at Gander RV. There is another tank out there, the Aqua Tank 2, that is very popular with a lot of RVers. That was on Amazon. We don't have the experience of working with that one, but we will put a link to both of them in the description below so you can decide which one is better for you.
So, will we get it again? I would say yes if we were ever in a bind. I wish there was a faster way to actually get the water from the bladder to the freshwater tank. We did use our onboard pump. Just use sanitization. Yeah, feature. Sanitize feature on the Nautilus, but it still took forever. While we're here, if we needed to get, I think we're just going to break camp and go up there because I think it takes just as long. If we're ever out in the desert, that's why we wanted this anyway. But I was going to actually purchase the other one along, later down the road. We were kind of into buying, so we need to get this one. So yeah, we would still buy it again. It's very durable.
So until next time,
where will the road take you?
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights.